Many of us as people have found negative characteristics about ourselves as a result of being brought up or raised in a dysfunctional household. And at some point, we had come to feel isolated or even have a sense of being uneasy or restless and maybe anxious around other people. And for some of us, those feelings became more intense around authority figures. Well, to protect ourselves, some of us became, people pleasers, relationship or people fixers, angry, afraid, empty inside, or otherwise lost. Any personal criticism would come across as a threat to us personally sometimes. So, we become. Well, better yet, or better said, we became. We became who we are presently, but not permanently, so don't lose hope. The truth is that some of us became alcoholics. Some of us became drug addicts, sex addicts, workaholics, or practiced other addictive behaviors, creating poor learned behaviors or disorders to fulfill our ill but very real needs. Now, to fix the hole in our hearts and see the emotional pain within, we took some pretty significant measures and created a great deal of dysfunction, even going as far as to develop other compulsive behaviors and personalities. Not realizing it, we lived from the standpoint of victims, having an overly developed sense of responsibility. Many of us became overly concerned about others rather than ourselves, and we ended up with guilty feelings when we stood up for ourselves. We became reactors instead of making sensible, non-emotional driven choices. Some of us became dependent personalities, as in codependent, or people who are terrified of abandonment, willing to say and do almost anything to hold on to a relationship in order to not be abandoned. Yet, we kept choosing insecure relationships because, in some twisted way, it matched our childhood relationships with our dysfunctional upbringing. We learned to keep our feelings down as children and have kept them buried as adults. And as a result of this conditioning, we confused love with pity, tending to love those we could rescue or change somehow. Even more self-defeating, we became addicted to excitement, especially in all our affairs, preferring constant upset instead of workable, healthy, loving relationships. It's time. It's way past time for a change. So get ready to ride the pain and become the authentic you.